It's no secret that toxicity is rampant in competitive online games. I recently played a game in Valorant where the enemy team was being toxic towards my team. Mind you, this wasn't the ranked mode, but it was in unrated, so it was a bit surprising. And also, there's a difference between fun trash talk and toxicity, and this definitely fell under the latter. Anyway, that whole experience led me to think about the nature of players and their behavior online. Hi guys, this is Eggwick, and today I'm talking about the real reason why players are toxic. If you like this vid, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free and you can always unsubscribe at any time. Enjoy.
Also, he'll be live on Twitch almost every day at 8 PM GMT+8, and we'd love to have you.
No matter what game you play, as long as there's some form of teamwork or cooperation needed to win, you'll always run into toxic players. They could be complaining about your lack of skill, blaming you for their own deficiencies, or many other reasons. More often than not, teammates will turn on each other when they think that one person isn't pulling their weight or contributing enough to the team. This results in the player with the worst score usually being flamed. This pattern has become pretty common that it's actually turning people away from competitive games for fear of bringing the team down and the toxicity that comes with it. And just let me say that I don't think toxicity will ever be justifiable, no matter how bad your teammates are or whatever reason you'll try to come up with. However, I think the main reason for toxicity isn't game related anyway. Sure, in-game factors like tilt or bad teammates can cause a player to be more toxic than they normally would be, but I think a large part of it comes from the anonymity that online games provide. It's so easy for players to be toxic because there are barely any repercussions. You could say the most vile and disgusting stuff, and the most you'd get is a ban on the account. Players aren't even scared of that because you'll probably get a temporary mute instead. Hell, you can even change your username over and over again to hide your past actions and reputation within the community. There have also been so many reports on social media about the toxicity that players face, most prominently towards females. This just confuses me. If you take what's being said online and transferred it over to real life or a face-to-face conversation, you'll most likely have way less toxic encounters. I mean, can you imagine flaming someone for being a girl and playing video games? Or telling someone to commit you-know-what just because they're not very good at something. Players love to hide behind their usernames because had it been in real life, they probably wouldn't try anything because they're scared of the embarrassment or whatever comes with it. I understand that some people can get very frustrated over a game, but it's not really that big of a deal and it doesn't justify anything. Being toxic won't help you win and will probably make your teammates play worse. I guess players sometimes forget that there's an actual person behind the screen. Over the course of many games, it can become easy to disassociate other players with actual human beings because of the sheer amount of random teammates you play with. You get in, get out, and will probably never play with them again, so that's another reason why people don't care as much. The worst part is that there's no real solution to this. You could ask players to tie themselves down to a phone number or something like that, but that's just added work for developers and another barrier to entry. You could be stricter with bans, but players will always make new accounts. At the end of the day, there's not much we can do. That's just the nature of the internet and we kinda have to deal with it. Side note, but sometimes it's just not worth reading comments anymore. It's not because there's too many, but because there's been an influx of people saying stupid stuff with no basis. When I do try to confront them, they either disappear or delete what they said. For all the good comments, there's always a few bad ones that tend to ruin my day, and it's not even constructive criticism or anything like that. It's just plain toxic, and people do it because there aren't any repercussions for them. Replying to these types of comments is just a lose-lose situation for me. But yeah, sorry for the small rant. Anyway, that's it for this vid. If you guys have any thoughts on the topic, I'd love to hear them down below. I promise I'll read every single one of your comments. Oh, and thank you so much for 54k subscribers. This is Eggwick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.